So we've been working in our design mode, and now we've gone ahead and we've been using prototype in order to put our animations together. And now we're at the point where we're going to want to start to share these things with each other and with myself. So I want to show you the last mode inside Adobe XD, and then I'll also show you in another video about how you can export out artboards as PDFs. But as I mentioned back when we started talking about saving, Adobe XD is built for the fact that using kind of prototyping and doing experience design and website design is a very collaborative process. And so it has some pretty great sharing functionalities built straight into it. So we have not used this last screen, the share screen, yet. So again, just taking a look at the changes in terms of our left and right hand sides. Looking at our properties on the right, you can see when we go to prototype, we have our different interactions that we can play with in terms of, are we tapping, are we dragging, are we doing a transition, are we auto animating, are we doing a scroll to, are we doing an overlay, but now we want to share. And you'll notice that we have this link setting, and then the only tools we've got left are, again, just like in prototype, we actually have fewer things over here. We just have our two tools. So there are a few different ways that we can share our pieces. The first one we're going to do is design review, and that's going to allow us to basically see the visuals, and it's going to show us each of our artboards as an image. And we can change that. By the way, what I'll show you guys a little bit later is development. Now, the development mode will allow us to get at some of our CSS and code and kind of HTML, like what we want our various settings to be. But mainly, we're going to be using design review. You can also do a presentation, and you can even set this up so that if you wanted to say you were doing a website and you wanted to see how people interacted with it, you could set it up as a prototype using user testing, like stick it on an iPad, go on that link and go somewhere and ask people to test it. So there are some really great options in here, but we're going to be sticking with design review for our animations at least, and then we'll be using development when we get to our final site. Now, link access, you can in fact have it shared only with invited people, and then you could invite myself, or you could password protect it. Now, for the most part, we're not doing anything that we have to worry about like corporate espionage or anything like that. So unless someone's going looking for your piece, they're unlikely to find it. Doing anyone with a link should be absolutely fine. The others are more useful if you're in a situation where you're working with a client and either elements of the site are embargoed, as in there are things that, can't get out to the news until a certain time. Or again, if you're working with a corporation where there's certain things that are confidential, stuff that you wouldn't want someone accidentally stumbling upon, or, you're working for a company people are searching for. You can go ahead and click Create Link, and it's going to make us a lovely link that we're going to be able to share and link to. And as it does that, there we go. You can go ahead and, again, we can copy this link. If you want to embed it into your web page, for example, you can hit the copy embed code and it makes it an anchor link. And if you happen to have something that you would like to link out and you have a Behance profile, you can always share it on Behance. The nice thing about that, by the way, is that it will share it as the prototype and it'll be fully functional, which is kind of cool. But right now, I just want to copy this link. Go to Google Chrome, go ahead and paste it. So you can see, as normal, I have far too many tabs open. But the nice thing about this, besides the fact that, I've got my piece and I can click on it and it actually does my animation, which is nice, is this little sidebar here, which will allow comments as I click on it. So when you guys share with me your particular site, I can then go ahead and I can place a pin and, say, love the movement of the head here. And it will pin it to that particular one. So you'll notice it's only on that page. It pops up and it said that I've put that there. And so I can make comments on your pieces. And you'll notice if I go like this, it just scrolls it. And if I click on it, it does the actual animation. So this is really handy and allow me to leave comments on your sites and the work that you've done. And also, again, if you're working with a client, this is a really great way to get feedback on specific areas. You can ask them to look at specific things. You could even, leave a comment and say, what do you think of the face movement here? And you can work collaboratively, which is really, really great.